Welcome as we delve into the world of Le Corsaire. Originally inspired by Lord Byron's epic poem, this thrilling ballet was brought to life by composer Adolphe Adam and first premiered in 1856. Set against the backdrop of Ottoman lands and palaces, this ballet sweeps us into a world of high seas adventure and drama, a forbidden romance between a slave and pirate, and daring rescues with intricate plots. With its dramatic flair and breathtaking choreography, this ballet captures the spirit of adventure like no other. The first act opens in a lively bazaar where various goods, including slave girls, are up for sale. Among the crowd of spectators is Conrad, the leader of a group of pirates who are accompanying him. And from a balcony overlooking the scene, we are introduced to Medora, a beautiful young woman who is under the guardianship of Lankadem, the bazaar owner. Medora catches Conrad's eye, sparking a connection between them. She conceals a message within a bouquet of flowers, which she tosses to him below, a gesture that sets the stage for their romance to unfold. Later, Lankadem ventures into the square. His path crosses with Sayed Pasha, a wealthy buyer of slave girls. Instantly infatuated with Medora, Sayed Pasha expresses his desire to purchase her. Initially hesitant, Lankadem refuses Sayed Pasha's advances, but the persistent suitor increases his offer, eventually persuading Lankadem to agree to the transaction. With the deal sealed, Sayed Pasha commands that Medora be taken to his opulent palace. However, Conrad is determined to rescue Medora. He and his pirates use the distraction of a lively dance among the slave girls to execute their plan. With a signal from Conrad, they seize Medora and the other captives, including Lankadem, taking them away to their ship. In the second scene of the act, we are transported into the depths of the pirates' cave. Reunited once more, Conrad proudly reveals his secret hideout to Medora, basking in the joy of their reunion. However, their moment is soon interrupted by Barbanto, Conrad's second in command. Barbanto challenges Conrad, asserting that the riches and spoils of the cave are not solely his to distribute. To lighten the mood, Conrad and Medora engage in a lively dance. Then, Medora seizes the opportunity to advocate for the freedom of the slave girls held captive by the pirates. Conrad, swayed by her plea, agrees to her request. However, Barbanto, fueled by greed and resentment, refuses to yield to Conrad's authority. A fierce confrontation erupts between the two pirates, resulting in a dramatic battle. Ultimately, Conrad emerges victorious, reaffirming his dominance. Undeterred by his defeat, Barbanto concocts a sinister scheme to betray Conrad and reclaim Medora and the slave girls. He poisons a rose with a sleeping potion, intending to incapacitate Conrad during a celebratory dinner. Seizing the opportune moment, Barbanto instructs the poisoned flower to be brought to Medora, urging her to present it to Conrad as a token of her affection. Medora complies, handing the rose to Conrad, and to her shock, he shortly succumbs to the effects of the sleeping potion, slipping into a deep slumber. With Conrad rendered defenseless, Medora finds herself surrounded by pirates. During the struggle, she fights and wounds Barbanto and faints shortly thereafter. Amidst the turmoil, Lankadem makes a deal with the pirates and instructs them to bring Medora to Sayed Pasha. When Conrad eventually awakens from his drug-induced slumber, he is fooled by Barbanto and believes Lankadem was the only one behind Medora's capture. Fueled by anger and determination, Conrad vows to reclaim his beloved. The second act of the story unfolds within Sayed Pasha's palace. Gulnare, one of Pasha's favorite concubines, is dancing to entertain him alongside his vast harem. Before we know it, Lankadem bursts in with a somber Medora trailing behind him. The Pasha is delighted at the recapture of Medora and pledges to make her his most cherished wife. While indulging in opium, the Pasha soon drifts into a dreamlike state, and we are treated to a spectacle of dances, as he imagines his harem, including Gulnare and Medora, frolicking in a fantastical garden full of blooming flowers. The Pasha's dream is interrupted, and Conrad, Babanto, and the pirates infiltrate the palace in clever disguises. They reveal their true identities and oust the Pasha and his retinue. While Conrad is reuniting with Medora, Babanto seizes the opportunity and sets his sights on capturing Gulnare for himself. Noticing this and being surprised to see the treacherous Babanto in the group, Medora exposes his wrongdoing to Conrad, evidenced by the wound she left on his arm. Feeling betrayed, Conrad wastes no time shooting at Babanto, who manages to flee the palace, leaving Conrad and the pirates vulnerable to capture by Sayed Pasha's guards. Conrad faces a death sentence, prompting Medora to plead for his pardon. The Pasha agrees to do so, but only if Medora marries him. Medora wants to refuse, but Gulnare, who loves Sayed Pasha, proposes a scheme to switch places with Medora during the wedding ceremony. Upon Sayed Pasha's return, Medora assures him of her compliance. The wedding rituals proceed with Gulnare in a veil. After she and the Pasha are married, Gulnare switches places back with Medora. After the ceremony, Sayed Pasha finds himself alone with Medora, who cunningly disarms him during a dance, tying his hands with his own handkerchief. Conrad then enters, and together they threaten Sayed Pasha and make their escape. After they've gone, Gulnare rushes in, freeing Sayed Pasha and revealing herself to be the true bride, showcasing the ring on her finger from their recent marriage. The last scene opens with our escapees sailing away on calm seas. Babanto is held in chains, but Medora intercedes for him, pleading with Conrad to forgive and release him. Conrad agrees to Medora's request, and as Babanto is set free, a sudden storm hits the ship. The ungrateful Babanto attempts a mutiny and duels with Conrad once again. Conrad defeats Babanto for the final time, but the storm is unrelenting, and the ship is torn asunder as the crew are all thrown overboard. In a moment, Conrad and Medora climb safely ashore together, their bond strengthened by the trials they have faced. This concluding image is a symbol of their love, enduring the threats and betrayals they have overcome, leaving us with an understanding that true love cannot be bought or forced.